I feel like this is like stand-up comedy right now, but it's not. Sorry. Are we good?
Yep.
All right. It was September 10th, a horrific day for Bow High School. After hearing the tragic news of the Olet boys passing, I remember sitting in a classroom with some of my closest friends. We didn't really have any words. We just had each other in tears. And one other thing, one of my friends had brought cookies. And this is insignificant in the grand scheme of that day, but I tell you this because for some of us, or at least me, it was a comfort. Because in the midst of our pain, we were able to smile and laugh a little bit as we devoured those cookies, probably faster than anyone ever has devoured 24 cookies. And again, I don't say this to belittle that day, but I tell you this so that you can understand what I mean when I say that even the smallest of actions have an impact, even if it's just sharing food with others, because cookies on a tragic day can be a stroke of light for someone like it was for me. My name is Cassie Murphy, and over the course of senior seminar, I dove into the question, what impact does sharing food have on people in society? My project is about sharing food, but my research shows it goes way beyond that. What you say, do, and give to your friends and family, and volunteering in your community matters. Because you have no idea the things that the people around you carry, and how your words and actions have the power to bring someone joy. And if you choose to bring joy each day, I believe you not only help those around you, but you can also reap the benefits. So the first way that I dove into my question was by sharing food with my friends and family. I did this by baking cookies or baking an apple pie or making dinner for my family. And I can remember one specific instance. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and some of my siblings had come home, and it was special because it had been many months since at least, some of my siblings were home to have dinner and sit down with us. But what I realized when I had that dinner was that it gave us all an opportunity to appreciate and connect with one another. There was laughter, joy, and thankfulness just by being able to sit down and talk and eat some yummy food. But this is even shown in research where studies have shown mealtimes are when elderly persons felt most lonely and many had difficulties eating alone. The nursing students reported that their visits and the shared meals affected the elderly person's moods positively and was something they looked forward to. And of course my family, they're not elderly people and I'm not a nursing student, but I believe that we both experienced the same results of just a positive experience of when we all came down and sat together. Again, the same thing when I was sharing cookies with my friends or brought different baked goods to my classes, there's always a positive reaction that I think is paralleled with this study. But the next way that I was able to dive into my question was by going and serving in the community at Shiloh Food Ministry. And at Shiloh Food Ministry, they get products from companies that maybe the packaging has been damaged or the companies just don't want it anymore. And so what they do is they sell it at a very discounted price so that people can just afford it a lot more. Those are just pictures of me there volunteering. But I talked to the assistant director there and just asked her what impact it's had on her and the people that she served there. And she said, you got all kinds of stories, people that are in tough spots, and we give them more food than they can afford. And you see people grateful. I've had people crying, give me hugs, just feeling like there's hope. When you feel like you're giving them hope, it's what you're supposed to be doing. And I felt this on a deeper level when I was volunteering there, because I looked over as I was cashing out someone in their, with their groceries, and I looked over and it was someone who teaches at our school in line getting groceries. And of course I'm not going to name names, but it was just kind of an eye-opening moment to see someone who in our own community was struggling, because I think sometimes, we see poverty, hunger, or, people who are struggling and we think of third world countries, but what we need to realize is that they're the people around us and in our own towns. And that was just really powerful for me, but it kind of made me realize that, sharing food with those in need provides people with hope no matter what circumstance they're in. And when we share food, even with those around us, it can be a form of hope. But the next place that I volunteered was called Food for Children. And Food for Children is a nonprofit organization. And similar to Shiloh Food Ministry, it gets food that companies don't want anymore, but Food for Children gives away for free. And we set up in the parking lot at the JFK Memorial Coliseum in Manchester, and the audience there is more homeless people or addicts or, again, families who are struggling financially. But I remember one morning, so it was a Saturday morning, and I woke up, and I knew I had to go and volunteer that morning, and I was like, I do not want to go. I've had a long week at school. I just want to sleep in. But I pushed myself to go, and I thought something really amazing happened. I got there, and within the first 10 minutes, I kind of came alive. And it sounds dumb, but really being able to work with those around me, the volunteers, we're so united as we were setting up the tables, just putting food on the on the table, and then watching people come through, an 8-year-old carrying a box for her entire family. It just really filled me with a lot of joy to see the positive impact that I was able to have, and just also the unity that I brought with the other volunteers around me. And so, this is also supported in research where studies have shown that the benefits of giving spike when people felt a real sense of connection with those they were helping and could easily envision the difference they were making in those individuals' lives, as well as volunteering has been shown to be associated with benefits for the people who do it in terms of their health and their well-being. And that's just what I found through all the different ways that I was able to volunteer or even share food with my friends and family, that not only was it cool to see other people positively impacted, but it was amazing to experience how I was being positively impacted. So sharing food with those around you can bring joy when you see how you are able to make a positive impact. But the last piece of information I want to share with you from my project was from the time that I volunteered at the 12 Cafe. This is the last place that I volunteered at where multiple times a week people come to volunteer and serve lunch to the homeless. And I know I don't have very many pictures because honestly it's not the best environment to be like, hey, you want to take a picture with me? But I was talking to a man named Dave Alperovitz who volunteers there. He's volunteered there for many years, and he talked about how this organization has become a safe house for many of the homeless and drug addicts on the street, and how because if they're serving lunch, obviously you need food to survive, so that draws people in. But what's happened is that when, maybe someone who's a regular messes up again, maybe they fall back into some of their old habits, they often feel a sense of shame and don't want to come back to the volunteers. But what's amazing is that it draws them back because they want lunch, but at the same time it gives the volunteers an opportunity to show them how loved they are, that no matter the mistakes that they have made, that they can move past that and they can work towards a better future. So I just thought that was really amazing how even though that their main purpose is serving lunch to them, it gives such a deeper purpose of showing them how loved they are. And so one thing that Dave Alperovitz said while we were talking that I think is the last quote that I want to share with you guys, but I think it's the most important of my project. He said, "We walk around with our eyes down. If you look up, you don't know what effect a smile can have on someone that you walk by on the street." And my project, of course, is on sharing food. And what I've really found is that it unites people, and it can bring joy and laughter and can really unite people. But I think the bigger message that I want to leave you all with is that individually, I think we each need to do better at looking up. Because in our society, we are very much a keep your head down, not our problem type of society. And I know that there are a lot of good people, but I think we can all do better. For me, I was able to spread positivity and joy through sharing food, but that might not be a great avenue for most of you. But what is something that you guys like to do? Maybe it's just playing soccer or something like that, where you can pour out into the people around you, to your friends, your family, and your community. What can you be doing to make a difference, just to bring a little bit of laughter and joy? Because what you do matters. How you treat people matters. And if we all work to be kind each and every day, I think there will be just a little bit more joy in this world. Thank you.